Hey everyone, it's Pam from Stellar Crafts by Pam, and if you had a chance to watch my 2016 craft room tour, you would have learned that I'm going to do a series of mini videos to show you guys a little bit more into my craft room and how I organize all of my supplies. The first thing I'm going to start with is my stamp storage and organization. If you watched my video, you might recall that it is below my craft desk, so you can see how I have these drawers and containers below my desk, and really the bottom two drawers, those ones, are where all my stamps are stored. Before I can even get into the actual stamps themselves, I have to show you my inventory binder because nothing I say will make any sense unless you've seen that. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alright, so this is what my stamp inventory binder looks like when I first open it up. And the reason I have a stamp inventory binder is that it really helps me to organize my stamps, find what I need when I'm looking for it, and just to make sure that I'm using all of my stamps. If I didn't have this like I did before, I really just forgot what types of stamps I had, and I might have only used a few when I had so many more that I could use. So now I find myself actually going back to some that I may have bought a while ago but never used, and even using older ones that I purchased that aren't as new, but they were still great stamps when I bought them. So when you first open the binder, on the left side here, I have sheets of stamps that need to be inventoried because I have not received them yet. You may or may not recognize this. This is the stamp and the die that's going to be coming in the February Simon Says Stamp card kit. So I'm just waiting for that to come so that I can inventory that. On the right side here, I have all of my categories and they are color coded. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit on this. Alright, so this is my table of contents, and I took it out of the page protector so that there's no glare to keep you from seeing what I'm showing you. So at the top it just says stamps, and the categories that I have are alphabet, everyday life, flair, holidays, occasions, and seasons and nature. And then you can see the dots over to the side here. So basically each category is represented by one color. So I use that on the boxes where I store my stamps to store the categories, and I use them on the stamps themselves to help me determine which category I got it from, because sometimes some of the stamps could really fit into more than one category, especially when you get to stamps that have like thank you, birthday, feel better. That could fit in everyday and occasion. So in that case, I might put it in everyday life. Anything that's really a catch-all, could be anything. I go ahead and put in everyday life because technically occasions are a part of everyday life. But there are some special occasions that we do celebrate that don't happen every day. So that's why I have a separate category for that. So for each main category, I have a subcategory. The alphabet doesn't have any subcategories because there wasn't really anything I could think of, and plus I only have a few alphabet stamps. But my everyday life category has cheer up, feel better, family and friends, food, journaling, love, phrases and quotes, school or teachers, sorry, thanks, thinking of you, and miscellaneous. And miscellaneous, like I was telling you before, how some of the stamps for occasions might have something on them that would fit in the everyday life. So it might have birthday and sorry on the same thing. If it fits both of those categories, then I would either put it in everyday life under the more dominant category, or I would put in everyday life with miscellaneous. So miscellaneous is really stamps that have multiple categories as opposed to just a stamp that's focused on just one type of category. Then I have my flair stamps, and these are backgrounds, banners, tags, vintage, and again miscellaneous. So anything that's kind of like flair or decoration but it doesn't really fit in those categories would go in miscellaneous. Then I have holidays, and I do need to add some. I think it was Hanukkah I wanted to add. But I have Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, Halloween, Thanksgiving. Christmas has its own box. New Year's, international holidays, so that would include like Cinco de Mayo and Day of the Dead. And then miscellaneous is if I have a stamp set that might have all the different holidays in it. So then I would just put it in miscellaneous because it would fit everything. Then next I have occasions. So I have baby, birthday, congratulations, invitation, sympathy, and wedding or anniversary. And then lastly, I have seasons and natures. So I have animals, floral. I recently added spring and some. I just don't have them on my table of contents. Autumn, winter, and miscellaneous. So like I have one stamp set that could be used for all seasons. It's like a tree and you could color the leaves different colors so that they would fit each and every season. So I put that in miscellaneous. So those are my subcategories for my stamps. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my holiday section as an example. I'm not obviously going to go through the entire book because that would take forever. But one thing I did want to note is that I haven't used any special dividers or anything. I didn't go out and buy brand new dividers. I just used what I had on hand. So I have a divider for each category and then I have a divider for each subcategory. So I just worked with what I had. Alright, so in holidays, my first section is Valentine's Day. And the way I did my holidays is instead of an alphabetical order, I did them in holiday order. So the order that they come in throughout the year. So this is a close to my heart stamp. You can see the stamp right here, and I just grabbed an image from online and pasted it into a Word document that I created. And the Word document includes brand, name, number, which is more so for close to my heart because they have numbers applied to their stamps, category, and subcategory. So you can see that this is a close to my heart stamp. It's called Forever in My Heart. The number is C1604. It's a holiday stamp and it is purely Valentine's Day. So that is why it is just in the Valentine's Day divider. So here's another example of a stamp set that I have, and this is in my Halloween category. So this is not close to my heart. This is obviously Lawn Fawn. And you can see I have the brand, which is Lawn Fawn, the name, which is Monster Mash. Don't have anything for number because they don't have numbers applied. And then I have the category, which is holidays, and the subcategory, Halloween. And the way that I organize my stamps within each subcategory, I first organize them by brand. So alphabetically, Close to My Heart would come first. In this case, Freckled Fawn would come next, then Lawn Fawn. So they're in that way alphabetically. And then if it's close to my heart, I will order it by the number of the stamp. For other brands, I will put them in order alphabetically. So here you can see Cozy Christmas, Oh Snap, Winter Alpaca, and so forth. And then of course then the next next brand would be whatever is next in the alphabet. In this case I have Little Yellow Bicycle, Mama Elephant, and so forth. And usually when I'm using this binder, I'm either looking for a specific stamp. If I can't figure out which category I put it in, then I will browse through my catalog to see if I can figure out where it is. And then I also use it to get ideas. So if I'm doing a birthday card and I'm looking for a specific birthday stamp, then I would go to my birthday section and just browse through the stamps that I have till I found one that would fit what I'm looking for. So that is pretty much it for my inventory binder for my stamps. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at how my stamps are stored. I showed you that they're located under my desk and they are in these 3-drawer containers that I got from Walmart. They are affordable. The bottom 2 drawers on each side are dedicated to my stamps, and eventually I might have to move my adhesives and mixed media supplies that are under here to another location so that I can expand on my stamp collection. This is my everyday life drawer, and I have it within 2 boxes. So I have box 1 and box 2, and you can see on the outside I have this purple magenta dot, and all the stamps inside have that same purple magenta dot. Now, these boxes can be easily taken out of the drawer, but the way that I have them stored in the drawer is so that I can just kind of flip through them, because that was the issue I had before. I had them in different storage boxes. I had them stored in a different location away from my desk, and when I wanted a stamp from a certain category, I ended up just pulling the whole box, bringing it over to my desk, having to flip through it, and so forth. This way they're right at hand, and I can just flip through and see what I need to use. So as far as these dividers, I was inspired by Close to My Heart's plastic dividers that they have for their storage boxes. And so instead of purchasing them, because like I said before, I wasn't sure if this organization style would work for me in the long run, I went ahead and used my Cricut to create a file of dividers, and this is on Design Space. I'm going to go ahead and link that file in case you're interested in using the same dividers. But basically, I use my label maker to label the dividers. They're all in order alphabetically. These are those photo boxes you can get from Michaels for very cheap. I think usually they might have them on sale. Like, it's either 2 for $4 or 2 for $5, so I would look out for those, because I think typically they may be $5 each, which isn't bad. I mean, they're pretty sturdy boxes, and they do come with a top, but I just put the top on the bottom because obviously it's not going to fit over top of this. What I like about these boxes is that they fit both my Close to My Heart stamps and all my other stamps from all the other companies. So in my love category, I have my Close to My Heart stamps in their original envelope packaging, and they fit perfectly in this box. I have them in order by number, and then after that I have all the rest of companies, and I use the Avery Elle pockets to store those stamps. What I do is I take the sheet that the stamps come on and I put that inside the pocket, and then I cut down cardstock, and I just did gray because that's what I had an excessive amount of. I didn't want to waste all my white paper. This wasn't going to last in the long run, but what I'm probably eventually going to do is buy the ones from Simon Says Stamp, or just cut my own and replace all the gray ones with white ones, because I'm sure it is easier to see the stamp on white than gray. These are cut down to 7 1/4 by 5 1/2. That would just slip right inside. And then I would take my label maker and write the brand at the top, the name of the stamp set, and then I would put the dot for the category that it belongs into. So you can see now I can easily look at the stamp set and know that it goes in this category because it has that purple dot. Because otherwise you might look at this and say, okay, well, that could be Valentine's Day. But I decided to put it here instead, even though it really was meant for Valentine's Day, but that's just how my mind works. This is an example of one that has a die with it. So this is the Color My World stamp from Lawn Fawn, and then on the back I have this piece of magnetic sheet, and I have the die that goes to it. Now this may look like a waste because this is one little die and one little stamp, but sometimes I will combine those little stamps into one package if they fit into the same category, and it also keeps it so that everything is unified and everything is the same. So I'm not going to have different size page pockets for different size stamps. I just like to keep them all the same. As far as the magnetic sheet, there are these magnet vent covers that I purchased from Home Depot, and they come with 3 sheets, and I'm able to cut each sheet into 3 pieces. And I believe it's like 15 by something, so I cut it every 5 inches, and then I cut the top off to 7 inches because otherwise it's too long to fit into the pocket. So those are a really good deal. I think they're maybe $5, but you end up getting 9 sheets of the magnets that you can use. What I also wanted to show you is that this is my miscellaneous section for everyday life. So this is going to have things that could fit in holidays, occasions, and everyday life, and it would have multiple categories. This is a good example. This is a close to my heart stamp, and it has thank you, which would go into my everyday life category. Then it has best wishes, it's a celebration, happy birthday, and that would go in my occasions. Congratulations, that would go in occasions. So since it fits both of those categories, it's going to go into my miscellaneous section. Here's another example. This one has all sorts of stuff. So it has birthday, sorry, just because, Christmas, Valentine's Day, happy anniversary, you're invited. So it has all sorts of categories. So the best place for me to put it is going to be here in my everyday life and miscellaneous. So in some of these stamp drawers, I have a few other things that I use to organize my stamps. In this drawer, I have this little container here, and this has all of my mini stamps from Close to My Heart, because if I were to put them in those boxes, they would get lost. Lastly, in my stamp drawers, I also have some wood stamps, and I don't really use these often. These I got a while back before I even got into clear stamps. Some of them I've collected here and there if I saw something really cute and thought I could use it. I thought I would organize them in a similar system, but I do not have these inventoried. These are those 5x7 photo boxes by Iris. I have them kind of organized both by categories and what might be subcategories. I have dates and phrases. So these are all those date type stamps, and all of those fit in here as well. These are not in alphabetical order. I'm sure they were at some point, but now I'm going to go back and add them to my inventory binder because there's nothing wrong with them. It's just I prefer using clear stamps. So while I was creating this video, I thought about the few Stampin' Up! Stamps that I have. I have maybe 4, and I'm not sure if I plan on buying more or not. I did have this separate. I did want to see if it would fit in this box as well. And so here's my thank you category here. And lo and behold, it fits. And this would be easy to find the image and create a sheet for my inventory. So I'm going to keep this out so that I can put that in my inventory. But see, doing these videos give you other ideas for organizing, even me. So this is another place that I store stamps. This container stays on top of my desk, kind of out of the way. But what I do with this is if I get a new stamp or it needs to be in inventory like this stamp does, I will put it in here instead of putting it to the side somewhere where I'm going to forget why it's out. Anything new that needs to be inventoried, anything new that needs to be put in packaging. I think all of these are in packages, but I did have a bunch of new stamps for a while sitting in here that hadn't been opened. They need to be packaged and they need to be inventoried. Now, all of these except for this one has been inventoried, and I can tell that they've been inventoried because I have the dot on there. If I have the dot, then I know that the inventory is complete for that. Another reason that I keep these up here is to remind me to use these stamps. If I pull out a few, you can see that these are brand new stamps that have yet to be used. And I found that there's a lot of Close to My Heart stamps that I haven't even used yet because I would buy them, I would organize them, and then I would forget I had them. By keeping them out here, this just reminds me that I need to use them. This one, I have stamped out the images, and you can see by the color that I've stamped them out. And I know I've created a card with this already, so I could now file this away and know that I at least got to use it one time. Same with this one. I used this happy birthday part. I didn't use any of these, so that might be why it's still in here. This just needs to be put away. And I generally know why the stamps are in here, so I don't have to have any type of organization system for why they're in here. But I know that I need to put this away. I just have it in here so that when I get a chance, I can sort through these, see what needs to be put away, see what I've used, and then go from there. Alright, so that's pretty much it for my stamp storage. If you have any questions about any of the products that I use or anything that I mentioned that might not have been clear, feel free to leave a comment below. And remember, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more, because I will have more organizational tip videos coming out to go with my room tour video. Again, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.